You know how sometimes things line up?
Yeah.
You know, like coincidences. Since we've been here, they've been happening more and more. I feel like it means like she's getting closer.
That is Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, starring in this weekend's highly anticipated and utterly terrifying new film, Us. The movie is the second horror film from director Jordan Peele, who stunned audiences and rang up a big box office with his first hit, Get Out. That was nominated for 4 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director, and won for Best Original Screenplay. In both films, Peele wants to do more than make us scream. He wants us to think about who we are. In Us, Lupita Nyong'o tries horror for the first time. We know she can do everything else. The Mexican-born Kenyan actress burst onto the scene just 6 years ago with her Oscar-winning performance in 12 Years a Slave. And since then, she's conquered Hollywood, Wakanda, and beyond. Willie and Lupita got together here in New York this week for a Sunday Sitdown.
Glamorous and graceful in real life, Lupita Nyong'o relished her terrifying transformation in Us.
Just finished watching the movie about an hour ago, and now I'm supposed to sit across from you and pretend that this is normal.
Well, I'll try and be as far away from that as possible.
Okay, good.
I love the idea of scaring people. I'm not so into being scared, but I love the idea of scaring people. There's something just like...
Well, you did it.
Sadomasochistic.
Congratulations.
Where's Jason?
In the movie, the 36-year-old plays both the hero and monster. She is Adelaide.
She's getting closer.
And Red.
Be careful.
Adelaide's doppelganger and the leader of a vengeful army called the Tethered.
2 parts that are extraordinarily different from one another.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a big challenge for you as you looked at it at first? Like, can I pull this off?
Well, in the first reading, I was so excited at the possibility, at the opportunity to work with Jordan. And then I saw that I would be working with him twice. I felt kind of greedy about that. I was like really excited.
Jordan is director Jordan Peele, the comedian turned filmmaker whose 2017 smash hit Get Out explored the horror of racism. In Us, Peele turns his lens on the monsters inside of us.
So if I asked you what is the genius of Jordan Peele and why these movies are not just scary, but they're good films,
Yeah.
what do you say to that?
Well, I think Jordan has been in incubation for his whole life, you know, watching film, especially horror film, fanaticizing over it, geeking out over it. And he brings that enthusiasm, that wealth of knowledge to the films that he makes. He's really opened up the genre and showed us how relevant it can be. And he's doing so with swag, you know?
With the highly anticipated Us, Nyong'o finds herself in the spotlight again. Just 1 year after starring in the cultural phenomenon Black Panther.
Wakanda is strong enough to help others and protect ourselves at the same time.
Black Panther made more than $1 billion at the worldwide box office. It earned 6 Oscar nominations, and it made a statement as the first film of its kind to feature a largely black cast.
What was it like to be at the center of not just a successful movie, but such a culturally important film as well?
You know, it's still really hard to fully wrap my head around what that film has done, what it has achieved, and the way in which it has really lodged itself in people's hearts and lives. I feel so proud to be a part of a film like that, you know, just to have one in my career. That's the dream, you know, to make work that resonates, that lives longer than you do.
Nyong'o has been making work that resonates from the very beginning of her professional career, when she landed the role of Patsy in 12 Years a Slave just weeks before she was set to graduate from the Yale School of Drama.
I remember the call with Steve McQueen when he said, I would like to offer you the part of Patsy. And I said, I'd like to accept the part of Patsy. And it was just unbelievable. It definitely, obviously was encouraging because it meant that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, you know?
And then all of a sudden, the movie does well, you're getting nominated for awards, and you win the Oscar. What was that whirlwind like for you to go from Yale School of Drama to Oscar winner in a very brief period of time.
It was a doozy. It was insane. It was overwhelming. It was exciting. It was scary. Because that's one thing that you don't get trained to do, like in drama school. They're not preparing you for success.
Right.
They're preparing you to contend with failure. They're preparing you for resilience. And so when it all was said and done, I felt blessed that I made it without a nervous breakdown by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. And then it was about figuring out what my life was going to mean after that. The idea was to make sure that I wasn't trying to win an Academy Award every time I took on a job,
right,
but to kind of recommit to the thing that I loved most, which was the process of acting.
Nyong'o was raised along with her 5 siblings in Nairobi, Kenya, while the country was under the control of President Daniel Arap Moi. Lupita's father, Peter, a politician, was a vocal critic of the regime, even fleeing for a short time to Mexico, where Lupita was born.
My parents definitely tried to do their best to shield us from the chaos and the violence and things that were going on around us, from the chance that someone might kidnap us for information that we didn't have. And the one thing I definitely feel I picked up from that is standing up for what you believe in. My dad did that. My mom does it all the time.
So when does the acting come in then?
Well, I always was acting. I was acting since when I was 5. And
Little performer, were you?
oh yeah. I just didn't come from a society where there was many professional actors. So the idea of being a professional actor wasn't something that I really allowed myself to have, you know?
The little performer says creative cravings inspire her professional choices. One potential project has been the source of ongoing rumors, since this photo of Nyong'o and Rihanna sitting in the front row at a 2014 fashion show went viral.
Now, one question I have to ask you before I let you go, or else the internet will never forgive me.
Oh, what?
Is there going to be a Lupita Rihanna series?
Is there?
I'm asking the questions around here.
I'll just leave it rhetorical for now.
Really? But it's possible.
Anything's possible.
Us, from our sister company Universal Pictures, is in theaters now. And by the way, Nyong'o is already getting ready for her next film. She's going to play Daily Show host Trevor Noah's mother in the adaptation of his memoir, Born a Crime. Our thanks to Ada's Place at Legacy Records for hosting Willie and Lupita's Sit-Down. To hear one of the first and rather sobering pieces of acting advice Lupita received from Rafe Fiennes, check out our web extras at today.com/Sunday. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sit-Down podcast to hear the entire unedited interview with Lupita Nyongo. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours. And next week, at home with Tracy Morgan, Willie sits down with the comedian to talk about his days on Saturday Night Live, his hit show, The Last OG, and how his life changed after that horrific car accident.